So I'm back in the condo and I was reviewing the footage for the Singapore health vlog, and I quickly realized that we were lacking a lot of information, or at least the things I wanted to say prior to the video beginning. Now, disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I'm just sharing my experience so that you guys can possibly learn something from your own experiences. If you guys are experiencing any medical conditions, please contact your doctor. That being said, first off, let's put a timeline on these things. It basically started during 2021, after 2020. It was the pandemic, and we were basically living in the farm. And I was experiencing face rashes. Like, I had severe rashes on my hairline, around my mouth, and usually I knew how to manage these things with diet, restriction, exercise, less stress, but it wasn't going away. It wasn't going away, and I started to do the regular blood checks where you check your cholesterol, you check your liver profile, you check your white blood count, red blood count, and everything always came back normal, which was weird because I kept feeling like there was something wrong. And the other symptoms that I had was that sometimes I was constipated, and then sometimes I was loose bowel, and then I was losing weight, even though I was drinking, eating, and just like doing everything right for what I thought was right for my diet. I was basically losing weight, and I thought I attributed that to kiteboarding because I was super active. I started kiteboarding, and maybe that was it, but I wasn't even sleeping well also, so I kind of knew there was something wrong. So I actually asked my doctor to do different tests, and that's where we're gonna go into a whole list of testing that I've actually done, and then hopefully this will help you figure out if there's something wrong internally with you guys, because listen to your body. If you feel like something's wrong, something is probably wrong. So I basically started off doing the regular blood tests. Nothing, didn't find anything there. And then we delved deeper and did a stool analysis, something I'm grossed about, but I had to do it, and I'm glad I did it because in the stool analysis we were able to see I had gut inflammation, which showed up in the stool analysis as high secretory IgA, which means my gut is fighting something. And then I had the Heliobacter pylori, and then I had Klebsiella pneumonia bacteria in my gut, and I had a lot of other little variances that were off in the gut microbiome. So I quickly knew that there was something wrong there. So from there, I scheduled the colonoscopy and endoscopy here in St. Luke's, and then I did that procedure just to verify that yes, H. pylori was very high, and I needed to go on a special antibiotic protocol along with a diet change. So I decided there and then to actually change diet completely. So during the pandemic, I was experimenting with the carnivore diet, and then I tried a little keto, and then I tried almost fasting, like one meal a day every MWF, and then eat anything Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I was doing the intermittent fasting also in between, just experimenting with my diet and trying to figure out what was going to work to help heal me. Now, again, the gauge for my health was the bathroom activities in the morning plus the rashes on my face. Moving forward, from the stool analysis and the colonoscopy endoscopy, I decided to jump ship and just basically change my diet and go mostly vegetables. At that time, I bought a book from Dr. Will Bulsiewicz, which was Fiber Fueled. Fiber Fueled basically teaches you how to reintroduce fiber into your gut to have help with gut mobility or motility, where it means like when you sit in the bathroom, you go quickly. You're not lingering, you're not sitting there and just waiting. And when you go properly, you get the feeling of like you're truly evacuated, you're truly clean. And weirdly enough, TMI, if you have a clean and healthy gut, you actually don't need toilet paper. Believe it or not, like if you have a clean gut and you're eating the right foods and balance for your system, that your bathroom will be so clean that yes, you don't need to wipe. Obviously, I wipe, but I'm just saying, that's the description. Imagine in the older days where people would go to the bathroom in the jungle and they didn't have toilet paper. So if your gut bacteria was doing its job properly, you just literally like every other wild animal out there and defecating, and it's fine because everything passes through cleanly. Anyway, I'm also going to discuss the other tests that I got. I have a list right here. So I actually ended up also doing the food intolerance test. The food intolerance test was basically a way to determine what were the foods that were causing inflammation in my gut. And there's two polar studies on the food intolerances. One group says that it's not correct, and then obviously the other group says that it is correct. When you eat too much of one certain thing, it becomes sometimes toxic in our body. And I actually did this because back then I thought I was allergic to nightshade vegetables, but in the recent months I've been trying to introduce some basic nightshade vegetables like tomatoes and potatoes and other like little things that thought I was allergic to before, but now I'm able to eat again. Obviously, the other tests were urine analysis. The urine analysis will tell you your pH, and then if you're doing like if there's mucus in your urine and other things that are important to find out. I also obviously did a hormone panel test because I'm transgender and I needed to always just monitor where my hormones are at. Another thing I tested for, which was not a common test, which is not a test given to a lot of people also, is a heavy metals toxicity test. A heavy metals toxicity test is super important because I work in the car industry where we're exposed to a lot of metal shavings, chemicals, different properties of substances. I figured out that I had high exposure to mercury, lead, arsenic, and then one more. There was one more heavy metal test that I was exposed to, and for that in itself, I actually did chelation, which was intravenous chelation, and I also did other things like bentonite clay, and then taking zeolite, where it's basically chelating agents to help the body naturally remove these things. So I actually also changed my supplement regimen where instead of going to just supplementing vitamins and minerals that I thought I was lacking, I actually started to supplement my body to help it to eliminate its own things that it doesn't like. So taking things that are precursors to glutathione, taking things that are for immunity and for health were more of my concentration. Vitamin D, zinc, vitamin C, the things that were basic building blocks, especially branched chain amino acids, essential amino acids, to help my body again detoxify itself rather than stuffing collagen or these other vitamins that I thought I needed but probably wasn't really adopting too well. Lastly, on the test list, I had a vitamin deficiency test, which would also help me determine which vitamins would make more sense to take. And then I also did the inflammation markers test, like the CRP sensitivities, homocysteine, thyroid markers to check if my thyroid was functioning properly. And then from there, I basically figured out what was happening. And then because Joey was my partner, Joey also had to get a checkup, and she decided to go to Singapore. And it's such a fun trip to go to Singapore to do medical stuff because everything is so efficient, everything is so quick, and it was actually a little warmer to go to Singapore to get the procedures done, unlike here where we were just treated like a patient number. So I don't know why that feels that way, but that was our experience, and I guess that's all the intro information I wanted to share. So now that we can jump back into the health vlog. Finally arrived at my friend's house here in Singapore, and the first thing that I'm going to do is fill up these ecDNA tests. The ecDNA test is something that I actually saw online, sent him an email, ordered the kit, sent it to my friend's house, and I'm now completing it. So the first things first here in this envelope is actually the food intolerance test. The food intolerance test is basically 800 food items and then about 300 non-food items. They use hair strands, believe it or not, and not blood. So Something different. I've never done a hair strand DNA test before for food intolerance. Hoping that's enough hair samples. Weirdly enough, my hair has been falling out so that it was easy to collect samples for this. Next up on the test is actually this one. This is the skincare DNA test. The skincare DNA test is basically going to be done through swabbing the nose, swabbing the mouth, swabbing the throat, swabbing the inner cheeks. And then this one I'm going to have to do tomorrow because this says no food, drink, water, or smoking an hour before testing. So I've just eaten and I'm drinking water, so maybe tomorrow morning I will get this done. Alright guys, today is going to be the consultation days. I'm going to see two doctors today. One is the colorectal doctor, which is going to check my inside, and the other doctor is going to be the heavy metal toxicity doctor. Let's go and grab the grab. We're gonna go have a quick breakfast first, and then we're gonna rush over to my first consult. We're a bit of a tight schedule, so I might not vlog everything. Hope you guys understand, but I will talk about the consult after it's done for sure. Such a pretty place. Breakfast accomplished. We are running late. Head into the elevator so we can grab another grab and head to Mount Alvernia. So we're about 15 minutes away, so it's not that far. In the cab because we are late. Medical Center, Block. Okay, the consultation is done. We are now headed back to Orchard. I'm going to talk in detail about the treatment and the things that they require when we get back into the house. But for now, it's going to be about the vlog for back to enjoying Singapore. Nothing serious at the moment. We just got back to the place that we're staying in, and I'm going to review the procedures that was given to me. So the clinic we went to is in the hospital. It was called Mount Alvernia Clinic. It's in Mount Alvernia Medical Center. It's basically on Thompson Road. The consultation cost me 145 Singapore dollars. So the instructions for today is to stop eating at 3 p.m. and only clear fluids allowed. So I'm allowed to drink clear broth soup and then have apple juice, cranberry juice, and they even put here barley drink, honey water drink, or ribena. Something I've never heard of, but Joey said it was an Aussie, like an Aussie drink like C2, it's Ribena. Sorry, mate. Anyway, tomorrow my treatment is at 10:30 a.m. I need to be in the clinic at 8:30 a.m. And what's gonna happen tonight at about 5 p.m. They gave me this phospho soda. I'm gonna drink this along with a glass of water. And then after that, from 6 p.m. I'm going to mix one of these guys and put them in 1 liter of water, drink it down, and then wait for another hour and then do the same thing with the second packet and basically be glued to the toilet until I guess midnight. And then tomorrow morning, if I still feel that I'm not clear enough yet, basically the guy said they can give me a soap suppository, which means basically it will empty out my lower bowels. Now, according to the doctor, since I have done the upper inspection through my stomach already and I've figured out I have H. pylori and it was actually clear already aside from the H. pylori that is in my stomach, then that's fine. So we're going to go now to the bottom end of the inspection and basically make sure that I have nothing on the lower half that is cancerous or growing or tumor wise. So actually in the clinic he did a pre-inspection which is pushing my stomach down, checking my lung function, because obviously tomorrow I'll be under anesthesia. I will be asleep for the whole procedure, and he'll also do what they call a rectal exam. The doctor was super nice and he's, I guess, yeah, he doesn't sound Singaporean. Apparently he studied in the UK, so his English is spectacular. Superb. Anyway, this afternoon I will be going to another doctor for my heavy metals toxicity explanation and consultation. I don't know if there's any blood work that's going to be done this afternoon, but I did tell the doctor I wanted to do the urine check for heavy metals. So apparently when you're doing heavy metal check, you can check your hair, which is the long-term exposure. You can check your blood, which is the current floating exposure. So you can check your urine, which is the current detoxification process of your body, because heavy metals live in the fat cells of our body. And once you do chelation like I'm doing, which is the EDTA chelation, it basically sweeps up all the minerals. So make sure when you're doing the chelation, you also have a mineral infusion, because this does get rid of a lot of things. Now I'm also doing natural chelation supplements, something like zeolite, clean up those something. I will post the name and brand of the thing I'm taking here, but those are the things that I'm doing. I also researched into the DMSA treatment, which I haven't done, but I do have the prescription for it. I'm just taking things one at a time. I do want to check again if my body is able to detox itself in that sense. Now, technically, when you check your heavy metal test, you have sort of markers or ranges, but in reality, we're supposed to have 0 on everything. It is not safe for us to have any heavy metals in our system. I'll update you guys again when we get to the second clinic, and then after that, tomorrow morning again, it's just the treatment and the procedure. Hopefully nothing is wrong on the bottom half. And then also I will be doing the urea breath test for the H. pylori. So if you guys don't want to do the upper endoscopy to check your stomach if you have H. pylori, you can actually take the urea breath test. The breath test involves you swallowing a barium pill. It's a radioactive pill that will stay in your system for 10 minutes, and then you start blowing into a bag. The bag will basically be tested, and if you have H. pylori, it'll still show positive. Obviously, if you don't have it, then it'll be negative. So hoping with the treatment I did that I will be negative, or at least in the tolerable numbers. But you know, I feel a little better. I still have some rashes from time to time, so I might still have something, but then again, we won't know until we test it. So those are the things that have happened today, and so best of luck to me. I'm going to explain how this works. It's funny, in Manila, I actually don't know what they gave me because it was mixed in with some of the drinks, but here, exactly what we're drinking. It's a sachet of macrogol, and I can't even pronounce any of these things. 4 trans. 4 trans for me. What do you think?
That's what I thought when I did mine too. It's like, oh.
Nice dress.
Thank you. Thanks, honey, you bought my dress.
So we also went shopping in Zara, and we picked up a few things for our photo shoot. I'm gonna dump this in the fridge when we go back down, but we have roughly, I guess, 30 minutes before we jump back into a Grab and then head down to the next clinic. After that, we will be going to the grocery to grab as many supplies as we can. I'm gonna grab as many hydrating drinks as I can and just basically drown myself in liquids, just to make sure I'm really clean, because the last procedure that I had, I wasn't clean enough down there, which meant that I needed to do the procedure again because they basically had a lot of debris. Gross TMI. Hope you guys enjoyed that content. I don't know if I can show you guys what the camera looks like when you do these procedures, but again, I think this is interesting facts worth sharing because everyone has to go through it one of these days, right? I have my admission slip for tomorrow. One sad fact: because my passport has a male gender marker, I have to be admitted to the male gender ward, which is going to be weird and awkward, so I'm trying to get a private room instead. We don't know if the room is available yet. I have not gotten a message from the girl Helen or Kelly, and let me check right now. Kelly just messaged me that they will put me in the female side tomorrow, so I don't face any discrimination or issues. Interesting. Anyway, okay guys, we're going to put the camera down, we're going to get some rest, and then head back down in a bit. Stephen Show, kidney and hypertension. I did a quick blood test and a urine test, and I'm gonna see the doctor again on Friday for a consult, but basically he said he wasn't happy that I had protein in my urine and ascorbic acid, so he's gonna double check on that. But he wasn't a toxicology doctor, so it wasn't his area of expertise, but he is curious to take my case. Right now we're headed down to the grocery so that I can grab some liquids, and then I'm going to be drinking at least 4 liters of like bowel prep cleanse and just other liquids, because I can't have any solids from now till I guess tomorrow after my procedure. So I'm gonna see what we can grab and then head back to the place that we're staying in, and then so just chill for tonight. Obviously I can't vlog the rest of the procedure tomorrow.
Did you
Alright, groceries is done. Now off to start drinking a lot of liquid. I'm gonna order some soup on Grab because we don't have time. I'm running out of time and I need to start my bowel prep already. Okay, first phosphorus soda. Gonna down the whole thing. Ginger lemon flavor. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that's terrible. I just finished one of these and the first formula, and I ended up being in the bathroom for like 40 minutes straight, and it was the worst feeling ever. It's like the exorcist crawled up my butt and basically exorcised everything. So I'm on the second one now. I had a cup of chicken broth and I'm also drinking some apple juice and basically trying to stay hydrated. I'm supposed to drink a total of 4 liters of liquids and stop drinking anything by 12 midnight, but hopefully I can get sleep tonight and not have a shitty sleep, so to speak. Anyway, I'm just entertaining myself watching some YouTube videos and just waiting and staying close to the bathroom. I've lit up some candles already and turned on the exhaust fan because it's so smelly. But anyway, that's TMI. I'm going to drop the camera again and then continue with my regimen over here. Good morning. I'm going to head down to the Grab and head to the hospital. I'm not going to bring you guys with me because I don't want to bring the camera. I will update you guys again later what happened through the evening and my experience and hopefully the results that we get today. So a bit raspy because I haven't drank any water since 12 midnight. So it's been okay. I managed to snooze in a little, but yes, I think I'm running late again. Okay, finally back in the house. Sorry, Hera is barking like crazy. Just wanted to do a quick update. So I got to the hospital around 8:45 and then got all the paperwork done, was in the ward by about 9:30. They gave me another enema around 9:45 and then about 10:15 I was wheeled into the procedure ward and then they put in a IV line for the anesthesia, and then after that I basically was wheeled into the procedure room and then was put to sleep, and then I was awoken around 11:30, wheeled back into the waiting ward where I was basically just waiting to wake up from the anesthesia, and then I was given a urea breath test, which was blowing in the bag once, taking a barium pill, blowing in the bag again, and then that was done. I was allowed to eat. Joey brought me a croissant and some water, and then after that I just had to wait. They also fed me some fish porridge, and then again waiting to just want to make sure everything is okay, that I'm not woozy, I don't have any tearing in the intestinal lining, and then I have no other side effects. And then we were discharged around 2:30 and now we're back here in the place of Angela. I'm gonna go over the results real quick, which was this envelope over here. They actually gave me a little USB stick, so which means I can show you guys the literal insides of my bowels. But thank God the news today was no prolapse down there, no other. Pretty clear down there. I'm pretty happy, which means in the next 5 years I can do this procedure again with full confidence that yeah, there's no problems. I guess slight hemorrhoids, which doctor said was very normal, but he was saying that it's very normal, I shouldn't really worry. He didn't find anything. Even my heavy metals problem that I'm facing, he said nothing there, nothing to worry about. So I'm given the green light and I can't wait to go back on a plant-based diet. So that was that. I guess I'll go through more of the details later on when I get to sit down and really talk about the results and what are the things that some people have to go through. Like some people actually have to get biopsies of polyps or masses growing inside their system, and then again I'm pretty lucky, super blessed. The bowel prep really cleared everything. I didn't have any more much residue inside. They actually give you like photos of the inside which look like this. So that's literally the colon inside, and yeah, pretty clear and clean and no other findings based off the report, which again, super happy about. One last checkup for medical on Friday, which is the kidney hypertension doctor, because he was saying that there's something up with my urinalysis because I have proteins in my urine, which I shouldn't have. I don't know if it's high because I was reading online that elevated protein in your urine is bad, but low levels of protein in urine is not so bad. So for now, we're gonna order some food because I am starving. I need to rehydrate and just keep eating. And then it's such a hot day today, which is pretty cool because the other day the forecast said it was actually gonna be raining. I'm going to end up sending also my DNA results via Grab to this address over here so that I can get rid of that already. And then after that, yeah, tomorrow and Friday will be about enjoyment. We actually have some activities planned for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, we're gonna go back home to Manila. So when I have a chance to really sit down and go over the footage and just discuss the procedures and why I decided to do these things, and maybe why you guys need to do these things, and sharing with you guys the learnings along the way, and hopefully you guys pick something up and try to stay healthy and try to stay away from disease, because at the end of the day we want to be able to live a long and healthy life, not a long and handicapped life. Okay, I'll see you guys again in a bit. I'm just gonna go downstairs and have some food. It is another day here in beautiful Singapore, and today I'm headed to Mount Alvernia, but I won't be bringing you guys along with me. I'm gonna be meeting with Dr. Chu, who is a kidney specialist who is actually investigating my heavy metal toxicity and also why my kidneys are giving out protein. So I'm gonna figure all that out today, and then we're going to do some catch-ups with Amanda in 2 vegan restaurants. But again, I won't be bringing you guys today so I can actually relax my hand from carrying this camera and actually enjoy Singapore without having to hold this camera with me. Hoping you guys don't mind, I will update you guys again with my health results. But yesterday we got a clearance also that I am negative for H. pylori, so that is a huge blessing. Anyway, I'll update you guys again when I have more information, but for now, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you guys again soon.